Security cameras like this can be found by the thousands all over Columbus, attached to private residences, hanging inside and off the side of businesses. The city of Columbus has sanctioned more than 150 of them on our streets.
And Jerry, we wanted to know if these neighborhood safety cameras are doing their job. We sent Crime Tracker 10's Jeff Hogan to find out.
4th Street and 8th Avenue in Columbus's Wineland Park area, a quiet neighborhood storefront on a warm night. Coming into view from the right, a man on a bicycle. No one could expect what happens next. The biker nearly gets killed by an oncoming car. Cameras catch the accident and aftermath. The bike rider lived and police say was also at fault. It's one of hundreds of examples of the city's neighborhood safety cameras catching dangerous and potentially deadly activity. And it's becoming more clear that criminals around Columbus can run, but it's getting tougher to hide. On Mount Vernon Avenue, a man walks out of a store with two 12-packs, followed by the store owner who pulls out a gun and fires a warning shot in the air. Thwarting an attempted robbery, he drags the man back into the store at gunpoint to return the beer. Police are on the scene within 60 seconds. No charges were filed on either man. Business manager Jafar Bintarif says before the city installed a camera pointed right at Kim's Market where he works, he says there was a disturbing element surrounding his Livingston Avenue corner.
I see in my eyes, this corner used to be the most drug activity in Columbus.
At very least, it was bad for business when even residents on the street wouldn't come around.
They scared to come here. It's like 300-400 foot from here. They scared to come on this corner.
At its worst, someone could get killed. Bintarif knows because he almost did.
I got shot twice at the front from my store.
Bintarif took 2 bullets in the shoulder, then returned to work the next morning, determined to stand his ground, convinced the cameras that are up now would have identified the shooter then. Since August of 2011, 157 cameras have been installed in 5 different Columbus neighborhoods. Livingston Avenue has the most with 48 cameras. South Linden has 40, 27 for Wineland Park, and the Hilltop and Mount Vernon areas have 21 cameras each.
They help deter crime. They help catch criminals.
Mayor Michael Coleman says the city could still add 1 or 2 more communities this year, and it's looking at a dozen possible sites for future installations. The capital money invested in the program breaks down like this, totaling $5 million over 3 years' time. But the city hasn't spent all of that, and right now still has $2.3 million left. The cost of about $40,000 per location covers the cameras and things like infrastructure, computer servers, and antennas. There are 3 cameras at each location with pan, tilt, and zoom options, and facial recognition for clarity in identifying suspects like this one, caught on camera fleeing the scene of a shooting. The video successfully placed him in the area, and he was placed under arrest. The city's Department of Public Safety says police and prosecutors routinely request video to help investigations, something they've done between 400 and 500 times in the past year.
They're doing a job. Are they doing the job you set out to do for the money you pay?
I think so. I think overall in the neighborhoods that they're located in, there's more areas where there's been a reduction in crime.
It's true, crime rates have gone down in some neighborhoods equipped with cameras, but not all. Columbus crime analysts broke down statistics in the 5 neighborhoods, a 6-month snapshot before the cameras existed compared to the same 6-month stretch 1 year after installation. The biggest concern for the city by these statistics is Livingston Avenue. Crime is up 20% there. The city responded by making it the first neighborhood to get additional cameras installed. Linden was the area least affected by pure numbers. Overall, crime was down 4% there. But murders went from 2 in 2011 to 10 in 2012. The biggest success story is the Wineland Park area. Crime is down 33% since the cameras went up. Car break-ins and burglaries saw the biggest drop. Crime is also down 20% in the Hilltop. The latest numbers within the boundaries of this neighborhood reveal weapons offenses totaling 11 before the cameras, down to just 1 since the cameras were installed. The area around Mount Vernon Avenue saw crime increase since safety cameras showed up, a 10% bump in crime overall, with car thefts and burglaries on the rise there.
If we view this as a panacea, that would be a major mistake. We have to view it as one of the tools in the toolbox to fight crime in Columbus.
People familiar with this Livingston Avenue store say they've seen a shift toward the positive. They're not saying the cycle of crime has been broken in their neighborhood, and they're not saying these cameras make bad people good. But they are saying they've made some of the bad people go someplace else.
If there is a relocation of crime, it moves the criminals to another area, that gives police an advantage.
The city says part of the strategy with placement of cameras is to funnel criminal activity. By moving their comfort zone, police say criminals make mistakes. Reaction and response is another benefit of the cameras. Police were monitoring this group from a substation nearby. One of the males takes a gun from his waistband and starts waving it around. He does this several times. CPD organizes a plan and moves in. With information on exactly who the suspect is, faster than he can ditch the weapon, the cameras helped lead to a firearm charge. The days of hiding in the bushes to bust drug dealers are over. Officers watched a series of drug deals go down on camera at this Mount Vernon Avenue location and were able to move in and make arrests.
It wasn't really a safe place to walk at night.
In the most recent crime statistics, there were 4 times as many drug arrests in the Livingston Avenue area as there were before the cameras existed. India Spurl lives in that neighborhood.
What's the biggest difference you see?
And there's less people that just hang out and do nothing. People are trying to work now, especially in this area. People wasn't really trying to work. It wasn't a legit job, a legal job. It was nothing like that.
The police cars used to come around the corner 20, 30 times a day. With this camera, they don't have to come once.
Early on in the program, some residents voiced privacy concerns in front of City Council. We checked out Command Central, directly below them in the basement of City Hall, where cameras roll 24/7 and recordings are saved for 2 weeks. There is masking software in place to block out any private living areas the cameras might catch. We also noticed the command center is out of physical room to grow. Moving forward, the mayor says he fully expects to relocate for expansion. What shocked him is how quickly he says taxpayers went from skepticism to acceptance, and now several groups per week are asking for cameras in their part of town.
The surprise has been that the demand for more cameras in more neighborhoods has exceeded our expectations.
Thank you.
Jafar Bintarif credits the cameras for a transformation that's restored some trust in his neighborhood and revitalized that corner store feeling.
It's more of a little convenience store now. It's more of like a little local store now.
I start to see family make real shopping, buy bread and milk and juice and, a lot of stuff. Yeah, there is big change.
Change enough that Bintarif feels the cameras serve as the bodyguard he no longer needs, just in case he finds himself staring down the barrel of a gun again.
The camera will be my witness and my evidence.
There are small software updates and general maintenance involved in keeping the cameras current, but the city says not a single one of the cameras has been damaged by vandalism.
Tomorrow on 10 TV News at 11, we launch a brand new segment, Crime Tracker 10 Crime Fighters. Each week, 10 TV will feature neighborhoods, groups, or individuals fighting against crime in their area.
Student safety.
Tomorrow, we'll introduce you to the Ohio State University's Student Safety Service. At least 100 times every night, this group gets a request for a ride from one campus location to another.
If I'm out walking around with my friends and I feel that I'm unsafe, even though I'm going for a very short distance and I don't want to call a taxi, student safety has always been there to help.
10 TV News goes along for the ride with the popular program that's become extra eyes and ears for campus police officers. Join us for the launch of Crime Tracker 10 Crime Fighters tomorrow night on 10 TV News at 11.
Coming up, 1,900 brand new cars roll off the assembly line each day. We're taking you inside the Honda auto plant in Marysville to show how this industry continues to be a driving force for the economy in Central Ohio.
And then 5 days, hundreds of volunteers. That's what it'll take to build one house. 10 TV News presents shows why the home of hope is so important to not only just one family, but to our entire community. When we come back on 10 TV News Presents.